to finish by just one more thing, just one more point. Again, about the outrage thing. Where is the outrage regarding the caste system? Why is that still a thing? 5,000 castes and regional castes, OBCs, other backwards castes. What the heck is that? Why is that even still a thing? The Brahmins and their nonsense. I don't get where certain things are in folks' brains. And when they look like us, they're called so-called South Indians, whatever that is. Tamil family, whatever they're called by some. There's different things that our folks are called. Buddha Kunin to the Far East, Dalit there, which is their version of the N-word. So-called Kafir in the Zania-Matabili district. Their version, again, of the N-word. Why is that a thing? I don't even get that. Well, I know this much. Sus Kushites all throughout Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, misnomer so-called India area, northwest, northeast, all of that. We're coming for them too. They're our family too. And we would trade with them a long time. We used to sail our little dhows. If you look at the boat that's called the dhow, and you're going to be, wait, we sailed that from Azania to the west coast of Harappa? Because I know I wouldn't. You could stick your hand out and you'd be in the water. And it's a 2,500-mile journey. But we were moving spices and gold and ivory tusks. Back and forth for a long time. We did so much trade off the east coast of the mother continent that the Royal Court of Oman was moved basically to Zanzibar. And we sailed those dhows not only from Zania-Matabili up to the west coast of Harappa. We sailed those dhows as far as the Far East now, is what some refer to as so-called Hong Kong. The ingenuity and the nerve of the ancestors that engaged in the golden trade of the Moors, we have no excuse. And you can't explain to me, you can't justify to me how it is that without the internet, without email, good, bad, or indifferent, folks can say what they want about Marcus Mozari Garvey and whatever his religious faith was. I don't care about any of that crap. He had a point, getting our folks back to sea. He was surrounded by those that were incompetent and some charlatans. They acquired 10 million in gold in 90 Earth days, and they bought 3 vessels, a riverboat and 2 vessels for seagoing, and they were all in disrepair. He didn't have particular know-how. He didn't know how to engage in port logistics and sea logistics. He didn't know how to get into particular things about refitting a particular vessel and making her seaworthy so that he could have a crew that could be well trained and engage in proper sea keeping. He had the right idea, and we had 100 Earth years to learn the mistakes that he made and correct them and do what he was doing then. The Imperial Council has given me a fiscal budget law that allows us to get back to sea. 24 million in gold, we'll have multiple hulls in the water, and we're back at sea as a sea power. Not one hull in the water, multiple, for our commerce and our trade on our own terms. We're the only house in Moors that can say that. This is not to be arrogant or condescending about who's got the most toys in the toy box. Who cares about that crap? This is about our commerce and trade as a folk. I can care less about how long you've been wearing a fez or a feather or a turban or whatever you wear on your head. The only thing folks care about is, do you have a solution to our issues? Can I feed my babies with your plan? Either you have it or you don't. You can't cry and complain about what the colonizing hostiles do what the neo-colonists do and what the Brahmins do to our family in Harappa if you sit back in silence and let them. I'm not talking about armed conflict. So-called Chinese didn't get into armed conflict with nobody, per se. They just hustled. They did their thing. They got on their grind, and they moved all the largest, quote-unquote, banks, whatever that is, to their areas. They had double-digit expansion of their economy for years. Not now, but for years. Because they had plans and backup plans, and they worked their plans. Have you ever seen a commercial for quote-unquote Chinese food?